land, development of our people. This is the Blakk Portal, and we are live on Xylophone TV, also live on YouTube and Facebook. Our Facebook page is Xylophone 102.1 FM, and our YouTube page is Xylophone Media, and in both cases, Xylophone is spelled Z-Y-L-O-F-O-N. Now, let's go into action. Now, I'm taking my very first reading from My Joy Online, and this was published today, the 25th day of November, 2021. It was published at 12:58 a.m. 2 minutes to 1 p.m. It says, it isn't possible. There won't be any sky train in Ghana. And this is Peter Amewu. My brother, my sister, let's go into it. Minister for Railways Development, John Peter Amewu, has revealed that the incumbent government will not be able to provide Ghanaian sky trains as earlier indicated. According to him, even in a few years to come, the project cannot be implemented because it requires a significant amount of capital, and government does not have the fiscal space to absorb such a facility. Rail construction takes a lot of time, and it is also capital intensive. A kilometer of a railway line is about 4 to 5 times the cost of building a concrete infrastructure in terms of building an asphaltic road. So, considering the fiscal space that we have in the country, facilities to absorb it is becoming problematic for the government. And you know, our current debt to GDP, which is in excess of 70%. The sky train that we are talking about is the one that is going to run on the columns in the sky, like the ones you see in Dubai. But no agreement has been signed, he said on a Dabraka-based City TV. He therefore stated that it is not possible to be done now. I don't see any sky train being done in the next 3 to 4 years. There is not going to be any sky train in the country. It is not possible. Earlier this year, the Minister for Transport, Kweko Forie-Siama, during the ministerial vetting process, indicated that processes are still ongoing for government to construct the sky train project as a means of transport in the country. At his vetting on Tuesday, February 23rd, Mr. Esiama told the appointments committee chaired by Chairman Joseph Osei-Wusu that his office, together with Railways Ministry, had engaged various prospective developers who had expressed interest in constructing the project. He added that copies of the contract had been sent to the Attorney General's department awaiting a reply. For the proposal that we have received, we have sent it to the Attorney General for the department to look at it and advise us on how we should engage that. Government in the year 2019 signed an agreement with the construction of the Accra Sky Train project on the sidelines of the African Investment Forum in South Africa. The agreement was signed by former Minister of Railway Development, Joe Gatti. To God be the glory. My brother, you heard it. You heard it. Now, we all were told that there was going to be a sky train, and that this government was working to make sure that there would be a sky train during its tenure of office. Today, they have eaten the humble pie. Same way, Mr. President, who loves everything about the sky, private jets perambulating in the sky, taking his bath in there, refusing to even come to the earth. My brother, my sister, here it is. They have eaten the humble pie. Amewu has come out to say, hey, it is not prudent. It is not possible. We are unable to give you the sky train. Again, this will not happen for the next how many years? 3 to 4 years. I don't see it happening. This is the Minister of Railways. When a country decides to misplace its priorities, when a country decides to bite more than it can chew, when a country decides to take its citizens for a jolly ride, when a president is elected and all he does is to sleep unprovoked, when you elect a limbless, toothless president, how do you expect him to bite? How do you expect him to move? My brother, my sister, when it came into the news that there was going to be a sky train, some of us knew that these are jokers. They are comedians, in fact, who have been kicked off the circus. Because, my brother, this does not even give you a good joke. Land trains in Ghana are already defunct. How many of our trains in Ghana are working? In some countries, trains are one of the major forms of transport they have. Go to England, go to America, go to Canada. So many different countries in the world. When they wake up early in the morning, all they hear in their ears is chuku chaka, chuku chaka, chuku chaka. In fact, their trains do not even sound like our trains. You hardly hear any noise. Yet, my brother, my sister, the few trains that we have running, I wonder what they even carry. My brother, my sister, 99% of all the railroads or the rail lines that we have right here in Ghana have become breeding ground for weeds, unwanted plants. Goats and sheep are now grazing on rail lines in Ghana. Snakes have found a crazy appetite for your overgrown with weeds rail lines. It's become their new habitat. Scorpions, lizards are now the new trains in Ghana, running on your weeds grown rail lines. And now you have not been able to deal with land train. You want to give us sky trains. What a joker president and his joker government. This government is one of the most comic governments we have had since the Pope was an altar boy. You have not been able to deal with land trains. Now you are talking about sky trains. Are you crazy? Same way you went all the way to Cape Coast and promised the innocent, unsuspecting people of Ogwai that you were going to provide them with a harbor and with what? An airport. Well, let me be fair to you, an airstrip where at least planes could land and take off. My brother, my sister, only a few years down the line, you ran back there with your tails between your legs and your lying mouths to tell them that, hey, what we promised you was nothing but a campaign nonsense. After all, you have fed us with so much nonsense from when you started campaigning to be president. You promised that fuel prices would come down. You promised that we are so rich to be poor. Today we are even poorer than you met us. Today, my brother, my sister, that airstrip in Cape Coast has become a fleeting illusion. That harbor in Cape Coast has become nothing but a habitat for snakes and other wild reptiles. How many rail lines in Ghana are working? The last time I heard about rail news in Ghana was that scrap boys were stealing some of the metals on the rail lines. My brother, my sister, when you have a comedian government in power, followed by a comedian vice president, and a comic group of people, these are some of the things you would hear. They make promises as if they don't think upstairs, they think downwards. To God be the glory. Thank you so much, Mr. Amewu, for coming to tell us nothing but the truth. We appreciate you. But let me ask, at the time they were making all those promises, where were you? You were part of the people who looked at the so-called contracts. Did you tell them at that time that it was not prudent? Or were you expecting that some manner of money would have fallen from the skies so that you will build sky trains? You think Dubai voted for a sleeping president? That's why they have a sky train. Do you know how many years it took Dubai to sit back and think, devoid of all politics and foolishness, to be able to reach where they have reached? You politic with everything, even the water we drink, the air we breathe. Everything to you is nothing but politics. You expect to have a sky train? You expect to have a sky train? The other day, Dr. Mensah, Thomas Mensah, was in the house here. And what did he say? He was here to build aeroplanes for Ghana. He was also here to do so many different things. This is a man who has all the knowledge. He's been to NASA. He's contributed so much in the world of fiber optics. Dr. Thomas Mensah was on this show. He's one of the most brilliant scientists this country has ever churned out. He is walking in this country aimlessly. We have turned him into a Johnny Walker. We are not tapping from his brains. He is getting so frustrated, my brother. He tried to bring his science to Ghana. Little did he know that Ghanaians are anti-science. All we want is politics. Lying to the citizenry night and day, stealing from the citizenry so the president can fly in his jet plane night and day and will not account to the people. And he has a bunch of irresponsible people around him who would come and defend his sleepiness. Irresponsible people, my brother. One of them said, oh, the president doesn't have to account to the people about his flying Arabian night flying expeditions. It should be classified as top secret. What a joke of a country. My brother, my sister, sometimes I look at some of these things and my stomach starts to clamp up. I leave it here. Peter Amewu, thank you so much for exposing your useless government. Thank you so much for being very, very truthful about what your own ministry and other ministries coming together try to fanfool us over. We appreciate you. Albeit, it's a little too late to kick you out of government right now. We leave it there. The next thing I'm going to look at, I'm reading this from City Newsroom and it's very interesting. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. This one was published today, the 25th day of November 2021. And it was written by one Ernest Ahinful. I'm going to read it. It says, I don't have any image in Ghana now because of Sputnik V saga. And this is attributed to Ajimai Menu. I don't have any image in Ghana now because of Sputnik V saga. Ajimai Menu. Who is Ajimai Menu? Let's find out. The health minister, Kweku Ajimai Menu, has expressed his utmost disappointment over how he was treated in relation to the botched procurement of the Sputnik V vaccines. According to him, his personality was shredded into tatters over the deal. Mr. Ajimai Menu made this known on the floor of Parliament on Wednesday, that's yesterday, November 24, 2021, during the debate on the 2022 budget statement and economic policy. He insisted that he was lambasted for trying to get vaccines cheaply, I beg your pardon, quickly, to help vaccinate Ghanaians against the COVID-19 disease. Mr. Speaker, I am so amazed When I was rushing to get some vaccines to do vaccinations quickly to meet our development targets, I was found culpable of not coming to parliament, and I was lambasted to the extent that now I don't have any image in this country, he said. My brother, my sister, that's what he said. So these are the shameless ministers that we have in this country. I am shocked that this guy still has the mouth to go and sit in parliament and disgrace himself when shamelessly he should have left long ago. Look at him. He also has a conscience. And that conscience is that, oh, I was lambasted when I was trying to get vaccines quickly so that Ghanaians will be vaccinated quickly. And because of that, I was not coming to parliament. They lambasted me and shredded me up like tinapa. What is the background to this? My brother, my sister, at the helm of the COVID-19 nonsense, this man sitting here, who is supposed to be the health minister, decided to contract terrorists from the UAE, one Sheikh Maktoum, and some other people who later turned out to be on the wanted list of America's CIA, and so on and so forth, for terrorism activities. My brother, my sister, at that time, one dose of Sputnik V, originally produced in Russia, went for $10. This man, the health minister, who now claims he has no image in Ghana, and I wonder where else he has an image anyway, is saying that his image has disappeared. He went and signed a contract to buy one dose of Sputnik V vaccine for almost twice the price, $19. One dose was going out for $10, and this man went to sign a contract on behalf of the Ghanaian people for almost twice, $19. And he didn't see anything wrong with it. They had never checked the background of the terrorists that they took as middlemen to go to Russia and get the Sputnik V vaccine. Again, he did not have the permission of cabinet to do this. So he arbitrarily decided to go and sign a dangerous contract on behalf of Ghana. He took a Norwegian newspaper to blot this out because Ghanaians hardly research. And when this guy made a mockery of the whole country, and the whole world was laughing at us that we are so rich that we went to buy the vaccine for twice the price on the market. We now had our eyes opened and we started to investigate this guy. He was called to the Parliament House to give answers where he lied that they had not paid any money to the terrorist Sheikh Al Maktoum and all those other ones on the wanted list of America's CIA and other such organizations. It came out that this guy had already paid 50% of the contractual money to Sheikh Al Maktoum and his group of terrorists. But he lied under oath. There was pressure on him to bring back the money. I expected that after the money was brought, this guy should just resign, go back to his village and retire permanently for disgracing himself and disgracing this country. My brother, why am I so angry at this man? These are terrorists that you went to sign a contract with. Terrorists can do anything. What do you mean by terrorists? People who visit people with terror. People whose pastime is sadism. People whose pastime is to visit you with horror. They are terrorists. If this terrorists had decided that They would just even put mere water in bottles and ship that to us and tell us that this is Sputnik V and put a label on it that says Sputnik V. With our scientists who are always permanently asleep like the president. How many of those ones would have been tested for? After all, they had already sent some genuine ones earlier, a few ones, for the minister to check. And then he said, oh, that's okay. So that's how every terrorist behaves. Every fraudster behaves like that. They will give you the first ones which are genuine. And when your greed increases, then they bring you the fake ones. If they have supplied us with the fake ones, can you imagine the mayhem, the catastrophe? My brother, my sister, the catastrophe this thing would have brought to us. There would have been total horror in this country. We would have all died one after the other because these guys would have forced all of us to take those vaccines. And today, minister comes to sit in parliament, that his image is so destroyed, he feels so disappointed that Ghanaians treated him like that. He's still in power. President went around making a joke out of this serious issue. This president should have been impeached a long time ago. He's one of the most irresponsible presidents I've ever seen in this country for all 47 years of my life. And I say that with passion. There is the threat of life. Terrorists were contracted by a minister who never got permission from cabinet. Arbitrarily, he went ahead. Instead of begging us to forgive him, he's telling us he's disappointed the way we lambasted him. Such an irresponsible minister. Are you serious? And all they can threaten you with is age. I am 60, 90, 70 million years. How can a little idiot like you talk to me like that? Because I employed you to be able to work, not to misbehave. If this was a very serious country, this man would have gone to jail. This so-called mistake that he made could have landed millions of people in their graves. And he's still in parliament. He's still a minister, walking around and talking about an image. You yourself, you do not exist, let alone your image. We have long taken you out of our minds because you behaved so irresponsibly. And you are not supposed to be sitting here telling us you are disappointed. Who cares about your disappointment? Look at this guy. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, this is not a serious country. You went ahead to contract terrorists. He took a Norwegian newspaper to spill the beans. If this had not happened, do you know how many people would have buried by now? And he still has a mouth to talk about an image. Which image? There's no object. Where is the image? You all know that if there's no object, there can't be an image. You don't exist. If you don't exist, your image is not even long gone. I leave it here, my brother, my sister. I'm going back to my Joy Online, and this one was also published today, the 25th day of November 2021 at 1:34 a.m. All right, 1:34 a.m. early this morning. All right, and I read, I was hoping Keta Sea Defense Project would be captured in budget. And this is Asenso Boache. This brother here was my mate at UST Kumasi. We were in the same hall. We were in the same department together. So I know him quite well. And this is an honest thing this brother here has said. I was hoping Keta Sea Defense Project would be captured in budget. Let's read the first two lines. Works and Housing Minister Francis Asenso is disappointed that the Keta Sea Defense Project did not find expression in the 2022 budget presented by Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta on November 17, 2021. The minister, acknowledging the urgent need for the construction of the project, observed that the ministry had an engagement with the Finance Ministry to fashion out a roadmap for the implementation of the project. The ministry is taking important steps to implement phase 2 of the project. The Hydrological Service Department has completed an evaluation of technical and financial proposals for the second phase, and my ministry is engaging the Ministry of Finance to raise the needed funds for its implementation. And this brother here is the Works and Housing Minister. That's what he studied at UST. He studied planning. And I studied land economy in the same department. Planning. This is an honest thing this guy has said. I will not be surprised. These Chebi mafias will kick this guy out. If this sea defense wall was supposed to be in Chebi, where I hear even the cemeteries have Wi-Fi, I hear that the cemeteries in Chebi, they have Wi-Fi. The moment you are entering even the cemetery in Chebi, that there is Wi-Fi. Yet Nima, some of the places, if you want to climb the biggest baobab, Wi-Fi will never reach you. And Shaiman, there are some corners there. Mere phone call reception. If you want, climb the tallest Iroko and go and sit on top of it. You will not get reception. But cemeteries in Chebi, they have Wi-Fi with light all over the place. Oh yes, I am happy. I want Chebi to look like Dubai. Same way, I want Nima to look like Dubai. I want Tamale to look like Dubai. Dolin Bizon, I want it to look like Dubai. But when you have a myopic-minded government, ethnocentric-minded president, who would boldly tell Haruna Atta that there is no day and none Akan would ever be the presidential candidate of the NPP, then you know that we are doomed. Mark out Asensu Boache for saying this. They will target him. They will find a way of pushing him into the doldrums for speaking nothing but the truth. Keta Sea Defense Wall. See how the water took over the whole area and how people lost their livelihoods only a few weeks ago before the budget. The budget came out and not a word about the Keta Sea Defense Wall. And when the Evers get angry and say, hey, we want to secede from this country. In other words, we want to break away. Then you say Evers are tribalistic. They are too ethnocentric. But the most ethnocentric human being we have in Ghana right now is Nana Akufo-Addo, whose hometown cemetery even has Wi-Fi. Yet, in my area where I live, my brother, you can climb the tallest baobab. Wi-Fi is a problem. Asensu Boache is so disappointed that the budget has come out and all they are interested in is knee-jerk reactions, knee-jerk policies, knee-jerk reactions, left, right, and center. Toll booth, pull it out. Kweku Boache would, I beg your pardon, Kweku Bakun would describe this as premature ejaculation policies. My brother, my sister, look at this. Keta Sea Defense Wall. Pushed to the background. After all, the people there don't matter. The people there are not in our political stronghold. We don't care about those people. The same president went all the way and spoke to Aflawo chief as if he was his little son. All because he asked him to come and complete 10% of a building. 90% had been done. It's left with 10%. Mr. President, please come and finish it. And he spoke to him. He was this little baby. And you wonder if he could have spoken like that to the chief of Chebi. It's very unfortunate, brethren. In this country, ethnocentrism has taken center stage. And the earlier we started looking at it, the better. We behave as if this is a thing of the past. But this president has regurgitated it right here into our fold. And if you think it was a joke, this ruminant, pot-bellied, oversized suit wearing president has regurgitated it into our fold. And we have to deal with it. Asensu Boakye, hey, you have not spoken like a belly-full politician. You have spoken like an honest person. And this honesty is not something that politicians like. Be ready for the backlash. You are touching a raw nerve. This is Ken Ofori-Atta you're talking about. This is the backbone of Ghana. This is the backbone of Nana Addo's Ghana. A man who says he's sick. His face has changed because of liver problems. Yet, he says his DNA is so strong to carry any heavy load. We wish him all the best and we pray he gets well. Any of us could be sick. We will not insult sick people because no one person can ever say that, well, I am the custodian of sickness or vice versa. My brother, my sister, Asensu Boakye, we need more people to come out and speak like you. What is happening to the Keta Sea defense wall? The other budget they brought to us, they talked about all the roads in Ghana, but they forgot about the roads in the Volta region. Can you say that this is a good precedent? Can you say that it's a mistake? The last budget they brought totally forgot about roads in the Volta region. It took Samuel Ablakwa to come out and ask, you are building all the roads in Ghana. How come the roads in the Volta region have been abandoned? And minister said, oh, it was an oversight. I will go back and put it in the budget. Now, it is Volta region again. Sea defense wall, not in the budget. According to Asensu Boakye, Minister of Works and Housing. In school, we called him Kabila. Kabila. I leave it here. My brother, my sister. The next thing I'm going to look at is quite sensitive, but it is equally hilarious. Yes, it is a satire. It makes us laugh at our own foolishness. I read. This one was published yesterday, the 24th day of November 2021. And I'm reading this from Peace FM Online. It says, pay minority with e-levy and they will shut up. Alote Jacobs proposes to government. Did you hear that? You know, everybody's fighting the e-levy. Minority is making a lot out of this e-levy. A whole mountain out of a supposed molehill. A whole storm in a teacup. Hallelujah. Let's see. Alote Jacob says, pay minority with e-levy and they will shut up. Let me read. Social commentator Bernard Alote Jacobs has proposed solutions to hush the National Democratic Congress about their opposition against the government's e-levy policy. The e-levy, according to the finance minister, is to ensure all Ghanaians who engage in electronic transactions pay tax, which is geared towards improving their living conditions. The minister presenting the 2022 budget before Parliament said, after considerable deliberations, government has decided to place a levy on all electronic transactions to widen the tax net and rope in the informal sector. This shall be known as the Electronic Transaction Levy or e-levy. Electronic transaction covering mobile phone payments, bank transfers, merchant payments, and e-wallet remittances will be charged at an applicable rate of 17.5. But members of the National Democratic Congress (NDC) urge the policy will argue the policy would overburden Ghanaians. While the NDC MP for Ningo Pram Sam George labels the e-levy as a Ponzi scheme, the North Tongue MP, also a leading member of the opposition party Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, has cautioned the government that the party will not allow themselves to be treated like kids. We will not allow Ghana to become a banana republic because of a few shenanigan lawbreakers. However, this is the part that is most interesting. However, Alote believes the NDC will shut up should the government do one thing. He charged the government to try paying the minority in parliament with the e-levy and facing all their noises while emphasizing, I think that's what, emphasizing all their noises will be over, but here is emphasizing. My brother, what Alote Jacob has said is nothing but the truth. Unfortunately, we all saw how the minority disappointed Ghanaians when they went ahead and voted Hawa Kumsin and the rest of them. My brother, a minister designate for the Ministry of Gender, Children, and so on and so forth, Ajua Safo, went to sit down there before the minority and the majority, that's almost even, to say that, hey, when you make me the minister, this is what I'm going to do. The Gambaga witch camp, I will make sure we rebrand it. And still, she went through. After just a few seconds of talking to her, because that was no vetting. Ajua Safu had a fresh baby. She had postponed her coming for vetting. And when she finally appeared there, she appeared without the baby. As to who was taking care of the baby at home, minority said, oh, because you have a baby, we are going to make it short for you so you can go home and take care of your baby. What would you do about the witch camp, where a lot of so-called witches have been maimed? Human rights abuses of mostly women, and today being a day to celebrate around the world, violence against women is something we don't want. It's a day against violence against women. My brother, my sister, she said, we will rebrand the witch camp. How are you rebranding it? Are you going to call it International Women Pilots Hotel? Are you now going to take fridges there? Are you now going to take dining halls in there? How are you rebranding a witch camp? A decorated donkey is still an ass. A decorated donkey is still an ass. This was the answer she gave to this. Minority sat back, okayed her, and she is still a minister. Hawa Kumsin, who during the election became Kasua Van Dam, firing shots left, right, and center, to articulate herself even properly and sensibly, is not possible. minority still passed her and many other people. Upon Nkrumah sat before these people, lied between his teeth. They still passed this person. In the past, we all heard about allegations of bribery of MPs so that they would vote a certain way. I remember Ayariga brought it up and was forced to apologize. Bagbin, who is now the Speaker of Parliament, himself, at the time that he was an MP, said that Parliament was corrupt. Do you all remember? So, my brother, if people could be bribed, if minority could go ahead and pass people without thinking, what Alote Jacob is saying is not stupid. It only tells you how the people see you. You are all the same. The same lying people. The same people who have no respect for the Ghanaian. The same old people who see the citizens as your pawns. You can manipulate them anytime. After all, your election is nothing but pay for vote. That's how corrupt the electoral system in Ghana is. If MPs tell you how much money they spent to become MPs, a lot of them will tell you they will never make that money back in terms of their salaries all the 4 years that they are in Parliament. My brother, my sister. So if Alote Jacob says, you see all this noise they are making, bribe them, they will keep quiet. He's saying nothing but the truth. Because you have shown us before that you are capable of being bribed. When your own MPs told us that there was a certain bribery that went on. Not once, not twice. So integrity is missing. When I said 80% smoke marijuana, you claim that you had all the integrity in the world. All the integrity in the world. So come and show us those who smoke. Today, your own Bagbin told you that you are corrupt. There's bribery going on there. Ayariga said there was bribery that went on and they were bribed. He himself was given the money, but he refused it. My brother, my sister, what became of it? What became of Bagbin's allegations? As for Ayariga, he was forced to apologize just like me. At the end of the day, my brother, my sister, what is the integrity of the Ghanaian parliament? Is there honesty? Or you are just voting along party lines? You have so much power, especially that now Bagbin says is number 2. I only see a man who is trying to show them that he's powerful. I have power. I pray that instead of showing people where power lies, you would rather use your power to straighten up all the crooked edges and deal with them. It's not about who has the power. It's about who uses the power to uplift the people. In Ghana, it's all about I will show you where power lies. But not about, oh, I will use the power to correct this. No, they are two different things. So Alote Jacobs, very good observation, and I give you thumbs up for that. I leave it and I go forward and deal with another thing. Today we have so many things to handle. I'm reading this from Ghana Web, and it says there was no room for premature ejaculation. Kweku Bakun slams roads minister over road toll ban. I read. A veteran journalist, Abdul Malik Kweku Bakun Jr., has found fault in the Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwata's directive for the suspension of road and bridge toll collection across the country. According to Kweku Bakun, the minister erred on the side of law when he issued a directive scrapping the collection of tolls on public roads and bridges as a result of policies contained in the 2022 budget statement. Referring the portions of the budget statement presented before Parliament by the Minister for Finance, Ken Oforiatta, on Wednesday, November 17, 2021, Kweku Baku has argued that the cessation of toll collection was to come into effect only after the approval of the budget, and thus the minister was premature in his implementing the policy. You see that? It was a budget proposal. It has not been approved. Elements of that proposal are already out there being effected. What a country. Drivers say they won't pay toll anywhere anymore because the budget says don't pay. Minister says stop work immediately. Don't take tolls. Let everybody run on the street. Like some lawless country. Like some lawless country. And some people were not even happy, my brother, my sister, that they were scraping off the road toll, because they still want to be at the toll booth there, selling their dog chains, selling their plantain chips, selling their condoms, even pounding fufu and selling. They want to create more traffic so that whilst people are in traffic, they can eat fufu. So that whilst people are in traffic, they can smoke all the cigarettes there. What a country. My brother, my sister, what Kweku Baku said is nothing but the truth. It tells you the knee-jerk reactions that we get from our people in power. Right from the president all the way down. Ad hoc decisions, knee-jerk decisions, decisions that are not well thought of. They just think about them right now and then they want to implement them straight away. E-tax, everybody's crying, they don't care. I leave it here, my brother, my sister. I'm going to tackle the other thing here, and it's quite important. I need us to look at it very, very well. Now this one is from Graphic Online, and it says customers owe Ghana Water Company 134 million Ghana cedis in Central Region alone. Central Region, whose capital is Cape Coast. Customers owe Ghana Water Company 134 million in the Central Region. Why? Water is one of the most important commodities for every human being. Whether you are a king or a servant, you must drink water. Whether you are an animal or a plant, you need water. My brother, my sister, whether you have eaten food or not, you need water. After all, even our bodies are made up of over 90% of water. We all know that. Without water, we all will die. We have illegal connections all over the place, which I decry every now and then. My brother, my sister, people use water for their ablution. The moment you hear Allahu Akbar, water. And this water, my brother, my sister, you will be shocked that it's coming from illegal connection. You go to the church, my brother, my sister, water is used there. You'll be shocked that the water that is running through the church is through illegal connection, like it happened to Obi Nim's church. Electricity, illegal connection. Water, illegal connection. Yet you say you are speaking the mind of God. Which God? How can you be an irresponsible citizen that the water that is supposed to be paid for by the citizens, So much subsidized that you'll be able to pay. Some people pay water bill 17 cedis, 20 cedis, 30 cedis. Is one of the least you can get in the world. In Ghana. Yet people still owe. It's not because they cannot pay. They don't see why they should pay. They think that they are so smart to dribble the government and do illegal connection. After all, it belongs to the government and does not belong to anybody. They forget that they are those making the government. We need education. A country that has no regard for education, in fact, will never ever develop. You can bring all the sky trains in the world here. The people will break them down because of lack of education and ignorance. My brother, I have given you this scenario before. And I hate to make such comparisons as a Pan-Africanist. My brother, go to America. Bring the Americans into this country. Send Ghanaians to America. Let them come back after 1 year. They will take the Ghana to America. And the Americans will bring America to Ghana. True or false? Your nasty attitude. You can take the Ghanaian out of Ghana. But you can never ever take the Ghana out of the Ghanaian. The same dirty attitude. Pull him down, mind. Oh, tribalism, ethnocentrism, foolishness, illiteracy will continue to bedevil us until our leaders become a little wiser. Human resource development is totally missing in this country. Your educational system is nothing but swallowing what people have thrown out. You swallow everything, hook, line, and sinker. So you are churning out graduates who cannot fit into any employment. The Minister of Finance just said that. There are jobs, but our graduates cannot fit into those employments. What does it mean? It means your educational system is whack. It's yucky. Your educational system is nothing but a heap of rubbish. I went to school. I was taught something called vernier calipers at Tiamade Secondary School and some other useless things. Up till this date, I'm waiting to see the vernier calipers. I was taught about the paramecium in my biology class. Amoeba, biology class. They only exist in my mind's eye. Never seen anything like that. What are the microscopes? You study science, yet your science labs are nothing, full of rodents and scorpions. Science and math quiz. You will answer all the questions more than white people. Yet when it comes to the practical nature of the thing, you are missing. Watch science and math quiz. The square root of 17 minus PEEQ minus OOOO, all these brackets divided by hook as again and poop is what? And you see the boys. And there's a certain school, I see them around, mathematics. 56 plus 90, 10 minus 32 minus divided by, you see them doing their finger. 36. Hey! Say, hey. Is it magic? Yet, my brother, send them to go out there. Give them 20 cedis. Buy 2 oranges. Each one at 1 cedi 50 pesos. Bring me the change. You'll be shocked. You teach them theory. Theory. Your educational system is nothing but a colonial legacy. And even the colonialist has long left it. since 2 BC, you are still holding on to that archaic system of education. Teachers' lesson notes have been the same from the days Pope was an altar boy and was in primary 1 in Rome. From the days Kwame Nkrumah was at Axim Primary School, running left, right, and center. Primary 1. Teachers' notes are still the same. My brother, my sister, the world is moving forward. We all have to sit up and be wise. I'm waiting for the leader who will look at the human resource development, education. Our TV stations have become stations for wizards and witches. Our religion has become prosperity religion, where everybody would have to go and sleep and wait for a certain miracle to slap them at midnight so that they become instant millionaires. Are you okay? My time is up. Boku, I hear there's a certain thing happening there. You cannot wear a smock because people hide guns and misbehave. Please, we need peace. My name is Blakk Rasta. I appreciate you. It's been the Blakk Pot.
Teacher trainees are suffering. Nurses are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering.